This conference will now be recorded.
Okay, so we're into managerial accounting and the managerial accounting cycle as we move into the managerial phase of the course. And that cycle is based on the standard equation, asset equal liabilities plus stockholders' equity. That is still the foundation. The cycle consists of 6 steps: determination of unit product cost and selling price. That's the first thing we've got to do. We've got to get that right because when we move to the second step of making journal entries, the numbers that we have in this first step will be utilized in those journal entries. We next post to the ledger. We have the new accounts, raw materials inventory, work in process inventory, finished goods inventory, manufacturing overhead. Then we prepare trial balance, we prepare financial statements. We have two new statements: cost of goods manufactured, cost of goods sold, along with the income statement, statement of retained earnings, a balance sheet, statement of cash flows, and we prepare the closing entry. So these are the 6 fundamental steps that we work with when we're in managerial accounting. And for a number of days, we've been working with this, how to come up with the unit cost, selling price, and POR. And some people told me yesterday that they're going to finally use this worksheet. They weren't using the worksheet. They were just writing stuff down, but they're saying now they're going to use the unit cost selling price POR worksheet and see if they can get the raw materials right, the direct labor right, and the MOH right. Uh, and then they're going to see if they can, of course, get total unit cost, selling price multiple, and then get that POR, the predetermined overhead rate that we utilize. So we'll get back to that later, but let's talk about the second step in the managerial accounting cycle. That's making journal entries. And what I've done is to break the journal entries down in the stages. In stage one, we acquire raw material. In stage two, we transfer costs to work in process where the goods are produced. That's stage two. There's a set of journal entries. Stage three, we transfer the cost of completed goods from work in process to finished goods. Stage four, sale of finished goods and transfer costs from finished goods to cost of goods sold. Stage five, payment of selling and administrative expenses and dividends, items that we did in financial accounting. So we got journal entries. It's not a lot, but to get us focused, I got them labeled in stages. Stage one is acquisition of raw materials. That journal entry is debit raw materials inventory and credit accounts payable. That is the journal entry, doesn't change. You may have more than one raw material, so you have to make it every time. But this is the journal entry, you just got to put the amount in. In stage two, we're ready to make the item. So we bring the raw materials, combine those with the workers, and apply overhead. That is, we got the raw materials, we got the workers, then we got all of this other stuff, this building, these lights, utilities, all of those things. And so we make these journal entries. For each raw material, we debit work in process and credit raw materials inventory. That's for each raw material. If you got two, two. If you got three, three. Then we pay the workers by debiting work in process and crediting cash. And finally, we estimate the overhead by debiting work in process and crediting manufacturing overhead. So these three costs, these three journal entries are made in stage two. They don't ever change. The number of these journal entries, you may have more than one, but that's how they look based on the number of raw materials. And you always debiting work in process in stage 2. Stage 3, transfer of completed units to finished goods. That's what we're trying to do. Do the work, get them in finished goods. One journal entry, we're going to debit finished goods and credit work in process. We debiting finished goods and crediting work in process. Stage 4, we sell items. And whenever we sell something, we're going to debit account receivable, cash, and credit sales. But we also have to debit cost of goods sold and credit finished goods. So whenever we sell something, there's always 2 entries, a sale and then coming up with the cost of the item. When we are in stage 2, we have to estimate what the inventory is. All of the costs won't be there, but we estimate the costs. And let's just say we estimate the cost to be 600,000. But the actual cost turned out to be 610. Okay. So we thought it was 600, it's 610. And so what we've got to do is to put that extra amount of cost, we got to put that extra amount of cost uh, into cost of goods sold. So if we estimated 600, it actually turned out to be 610, then we're going to debit cost of goods sold and credit manufacturing overhead for 10,000. We didn't have enough costs. And this entry is reversed if the costs are less than what we estimated. So if we estimated 595, we'd estimated 600, the actual was 595. Then we put too much in the cost of goods, so we got to reduce it. And we'll get into that later. Then here our selling and administrative expenses. These are our selling and administrative expenses. Okay, let me see. Let's see. Okay, let's look at our template that we're going to be working with. So when we work problems, first thing we do is we determine what the costs are. Unit cost, selling price, PR. We only do in one situation, so we only have one situation in the problem. Then we make the journal entries, and notice how the journal entries look. Stage 1, here are our journal entries. Stage 2, here are our journal entries. Stage 3, stage 4. So your Excel spreadsheet already has the journal entries. Okay. Stage 1, 2, 3, and 4. And of course, stage 5. These accounts will never change here. Okay, you just got to put the right amounts in. Then we have to prepare a cost of goods manufactured account statement. And we have to do a cost of goods sold statement. I'll just clear these out. Then we go to the trial balance, and then do our income statement, retained earnings, and balance sheet, the overall basic. So this is the spreadsheet that we're going to be using to work our problem. But I do have some short problems that we're going to work on today. So we're just going to work on these short problems today, and then we'll get back to those. So let's get you all to working. Fast son, you got the first one. Okay. Man, you got the second one. Townsend, you got the next one. Then we'll have Jacobs here. Things just jump all over the place. Blake here. And then we'll begin working these together. So everybody else can fill in on the others for now. So right now, face and comma. Balls will be her support. On the second one, Dawson will be in support. On the third one, Brown. Support. On the fourth one, we'll put Del Rio in support. On this one, we'll put Hicks in support. So as you work on your homework points today, make sure you can work this out and get it right. Then we're going to come to number 2. So we're working on 10 homework points for the class today.
Is this on course content?
Yeah, these problems, they should be in course content. See if they're in course content. Job order causing short problems. Are they in course content?
I don't see it on there.
Uh,
Did you call my name for any of the questions?
Now I got a harder one for you.
You got a harder one for me.
Yeah. Let me see if I can find this thing. Job order cost. You don't want an easy one, do you?
Yes, I do want to use them.
Professor Boyd, are you looking for them under course content for us?
I'm gonna put them in course content for you.
Okay.
And when is this due?
Well, we leave today. You got plenty of time. 23201. Let's go to course content. Okay, so they should be there now.
And what title is it under again?
Go to job order costing.
Job order cost. Okay, I appreciate it.
Short problems is right. It's the last one in there.
I'm confused on what's going on. So I see,
What you see?
I see 1 through 4, then another one through
Yeah, don't worry about the numbering. Just go through and work them.
all of them.
Yeah, just do. I think those. Well, how many? I gave you all about 6 to work or 8. Just do that first group. Then we're gonna start on the next group. Okay, are we about ready for these short problems? Which of the following manufacturer is most likely not to use job order costing?
Is it
An
C?
oil
I
refinery?
got C.
So I gotta do that first. I gotta do that first one, right? To say my last name.
Yeah.
Okay.
So what's the answer?
C.
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 An oil refinery, because you aren't making one
Oil.
specific unit that you can furnish your shoe, computer, you can see the actual item apart from others. With oil, it's all together. In job order costing, which account would be debited in recording a purchase for raw materials?
Raw materials
Raw
inventory?
inventory.
That's A, raw
A.
materials
A.
inventory.
A.
That'd be smart today. In a job order accounting system, which account will be debited in recording a transfer of raw materials to manufacturing process?
Work in process inventory?
D.
D.
That'll be D, work in process inventory. All right, the predetermined overhead rate is $5. So a lot of time with overhead, we're gonna make that estimate based on that POR. That's why the POR is calculated. Job 213 required 300 direct labor hours, of which 200 were incurred during the current accounting period. How much overhead should be applied, estimated to job 213 during the current period?
I think 1,500.
1,000.
I got C.
I got C.
I
I
got
got
C.
Should be probably C5. It was only 200 hours in the current period, so we would make an entry.
okay.
And what would we debit? What stage are we in? We're in stage 2. So what we're gonna debit? What's debited in stage 2? In stage 2, we always debit work in process inventory, and we would credit manufacturing overhead. So what we're doing is just kind of looking at these independent. Company records reflect the following: Blakes and Hicks.
I got
Materials overhead, beginning goods and process, ending goods and process, cost of goods manufactured. What is the amount of direct labor? That's a good one.
I thought it was
I got
E.
I got B.
So let's see how we would do that. Let's see if we can insert a table. 3 rows. So let's assume this is the T account for work in process. So this is the T account for work in process. So in the T account for work in process, and of course, you got your debit side and your credit side. So we got the debit side and we got the credit side. This is an inventory count, so that beginning balance is going to be on the debit side. So the first thing in this account would be the beginning balance, and that was $20,000. Then we transfer in the raw materials. We're going to transfer in the direct labor. We're going to transfer in the estimated MOH. We're going to transfer the COGM, the cost of goods manufactured, and we're going to get the ending balance. So in this problem, we know the beginning balance and we know the ending balance. It's 12,000. It tells us that the direct materials are what? 100,000. It's asking us to find direct labor. So that's the question mark. Then it tells us the manufacturing. Yes, it should be MOH. The manufacturing overhead was how much? 40,000. And the cost of goods manufactured that we transferred to finished goods is 200,000. So if you know all this information, can you determine what the direct labor is? Do you know what direct labor is? That is what number when placed where that question mark is going to get an ending balance of 12,000. What number when placed where the ending balance where that question mark is going to lead to ending balance of 12,000. We got debits now of 40, 100, 20. So the debits right now are 160, okay?
Would it be 40,000?
How much?
Would it be 40,000? Or am I doing that wrong?
Okay. You gotta, and then we go down here a little bit. See if it's gonna come down for me. Come all the way down. It has, well, let me come down here maybe. So the debits right now are 160. Then we got a credit in here of 200. and we need the balance to be 12,000. So what number do we need to put in here so when we add it up and subtract 200, this will be 12,000? What does that number need to be?
52,000?
So you said we put 52,000 in here. So we would have $160 plus 52 is how much? Is that 212?
Yes.
And we subtract
Yes.
200, we get 12,000. So that's all they wanted to do. Put up a little T account like this and get the amount. Any questions? Okay, we have a bunch of multiple choice to answer based on some information they gave us. And so let's see if we can get our first look at what a cost of goods manufacturing statement looks like. So we're given all this information and we told to come up with a cost of goods manufacturing statement. Now, when we look at a cost of goods manufacturing statement, when we look at it, first of all, it has direct materials, beginning, purchases less raw, ending, the amount used, labor and overhead. So we've got those same things, raw materials, labor and overhead, beginning working process, less ending working process to get the cost of goods manufactured. So that's what we're trying to do. So let's see if we can do this cost of goods manufactured statement. The raw materials inventory at the beginning was how much? How much raw materials
100,000.
inventory at the beginning?
100,000.
100,000.
And the purchases of raw materials for what? How much did we purchase? So I don't speak at once. Raw material purchase,
1,200,000.
Right.
1,000,000.
$1,200,000.
1,200,000.
All right. Says less the ending work raw materials inventory. How much did we have at the end?
200.
So the $64,000 question is, how much raw materials were used in production?
Well, do you add them up?
Suppose you had $100 in the bank at the start of the month.
Like 20,000.
Look at it again. Suppose you had $100 in the bank at the beginning of the month, and you put 1,200 in your account. Then
You
come
doing
into the
it, man.
month, you got $200. How much did you spend? You had 100 at the beginning. You added 1,200, but at the end of the month you got 200. So how much money did you spend?
900,000?
$200.
Yeah, $1,100.
Yeah, 1.1.
11, yeah, 1,100.
Yeah, it should be 1,100,000. So that's how much we use in production, 1,100,000. Then we get to direct labor. How much direct labor did they have?
600.
Got 600,000. How much was the applied manufacturing overhead?
300,000.
So our total manufacturing cost was what?
900.
Raw materials, labor, and applied overhead is always three numbers.
Okay. You know,
Raw
subtract that.
materials, labor, applied manufacturing overhead. How much might that be?
2 mil.
Yeah, 2 million is a better number. 2 million.
How do you add them?
All we're doing is adding these three numbers right here.
Yeah.
So all we did was add those three numbers. We got 2 million. See them?
Hmm.
So that's total manufacturing cost. Add the beginning work in process inventory. So we had 200,000 in the beginning. We're gonna add that. So we up to 2,000,002. Then it says subtract the ending work in process, which is 300,000. So what then is our cost of goods manufactured? How much did it cost us to make those items?
1.9.
Sounds good to me. 2 million plus 200 minus 300, 1,000,009. So that is all that's involved in doing a cost of goods manufactured statement. That's all that's involved. And this information is all in the T accounts after you made your journal entries and posted them. Let's do a cost of goods sold statement. So that's not too hard to do, is it? Good. What's the first thing on cost of goods sold? Finished goods inventory at the beginning. And so that was what?
100 and what is it? 1,600,000. 1,600,000.
300. I got to
300,000.
check. It was 300,000. I need to make this 1,900,000. Add the cost of goods manufactured. So this number here, we'll copy it and we'll put it down here. So on the second line goes what we had up here. Then it says less finished goods inventory ending. So the finished goods ending inventory was what? 400,000. So our unadjusted cost of goods sold is what? 1,000,008. So these new statements are not that difficult. If we follow the Excel spreadsheet and we try to do them on the side somewhere, we might have problems. But if we put them on this Excel spreadsheet, you'll be okay. Now, in this problem, we estimated the overhead to be what? 300,000. but the actual overhead was only 250. So this 300,000 line is too much. So when we hit the cost of goods sold, we gonna deduct that over applied amount. So we're gonna put a minus 50,000 in here. And so the adjusted cost of goods sold is gonna be 1,750,000. So given that you've done these now, you can answer those multiple choice questions that follow. You can easily answer the multiple choice questions. I'll leave it to you. Let's see if we can knock out an income statement right quick. There was something in here that wasn't supposed to be in here.
Oh God.
So if we were doing the income statement, we come in here and put the sales. And the sales were how much? 4 million, right? Got this cost of goods sold of 1,750,000. So we just simply bring that down from up here, this 1,750,000, that's cost of goods sold. And so our gross margin is going to be what? 2,250,000 maybe? Operating expenses, we got selling and administrative 3 and 200. So our total expenses are 500,000. And so our net income is 1,750,000. So what we've done here is just showed you the process. You got this data,
Boy,
you'll have
that
this
last
data
that was
in
your
key
that was your
accounts.
net income, right?
Say what now?
That last one you got, that's your net income, right? The
That's the net
17.
income.
Okay.
The net
All right.
income, that's the last one. These items are going to be on your trial balance. So I just come to the end of the process and showed you the statements that are going to be prepared once you put these items on your trial balance. So once they're in your trial balance and on your T accounts, the information that's listed here will be available, and then you can do these statements. Got it? Okay. Let's just see. Okay. For next time, as you begin to work on your midterm, this is what you got to do. You got to go through and get your unit cost, actual selling price, and POR. And you got to go to stage 1 and make the journal entry. Stage 2, stage 3, stage 4. Do your selling and administrative expenses. Post to the T accounts. And then prepare these statements: cost of goods manufactured, cost of goods sold, and income statement. So we have to worry
And
about.
when is the midterm due?
I say you begin to work on it Thursday.
Okay.
Is this midterm week?
Yes.
This midterm week?
Yeah, this midterm week.
Okay, so it's due Thursday. Oh, you said we start on a Thursday.
We're gonna start on it today.
Okay, start on it today. Okay, cool.
But when is it due?
Yeah.
I'll finish it up on Thursday. This is a
Okay.
class problem, okay? You all don't work in teams. This is a class problem. So on this class problem, let me begin to assign parts. So you will be here and get these right since this is the beginning of your midterm. So Mays, you got the first one. You got to come up with the unit cost, selling price, and POR. Then hopefully you will give that to somebody. Wooten, you got this next set of journal entries, the acquisition journal entry. So this is Wooten. You got to make these journal entries.
And where exactly do I find this documented, Mr. Boyd, for the journal entries?
Check course content.
Okay. And what's the title of it?
Job order costing in class example. It's going to be the last problem in job order costing. It's the last thing. You check to see if it's there now.
No, the last thing on here is the job ordering cost and short problems.
The other one didn't show up yet. You have to go out and come back in to see if it's there. So somebody go
Okay,
out
let
of
me
library and go back in to see if it's there.
Yeah, it's there.
Okay.
okay, yeah, I probably gotta refresh mine.
Yeah.
Okay, you said I got the acquisition journal entries. I got it.
Right. And I'll let Charles King help you with that. I haven't seen him in a while. So just remember, you're starting on your midterm.
The parts
Now,
were assigned will be graded on.
yep, you're going to be graded on them.
Okay.
Okay. So, all right, Weatherspoon. Weatherspoon and Mays. You all going to do stage 2. And at the end of the day, the class got to have me a spreadsheet. So by the end of the day on Thursday, when we finish class, y'all got to have a spreadsheet. The whole class get a grade on that spreadsheet.
Professor Boyd,
Yes,
at first you told me you wanted me to do the first one.
I did.
Yeah, you said the first one
Oh, I got you
for
up there.
me.
Oh, I got you up there 2 times. Sorry. You didn't want those extra points. All right. I'll put Natasha here. Okay.
So we're working on this together or separately?
I'll work on however y'all want it.
Who
You
is
work on
Natasha?
it.
Who
At
is
the end of the
Natasha?
day, you got to have the whole thing work, though. Okay. So,
So at the end of all this on Thursday, we like the whole class is gonna have one spreadsheet that we present to you.
mm-hmm.
All
That'll be
right.
worth about 20 points. Touch your midterm grade. Up to 20 if y'all get it done. Okay, so sale of finished goods. See some people who sell stuff. Williams and Who else we gonna put in here? Hicks. So 10 of these points on what you do, 10 of the other 10 is on the whole, what the whole class does. Uh,
So this the midterm?
First part of it.
Did you say I had number 5?
Who's that? Yeah. And we put Del
Number
Rio
5?
on. No, we on 4.
Oh, okay. Stage 4, selling of finished goods.
Mm-hmm.
So number 4.
Right. That's Williams, Hicks, and Del Rio. So eventually I'll put this in.
You said which one am I doing?
Stage 4, sell these finished goods.
Stage 4. All right.
That's Williams, Hicks,
Is
and Del
is
Rio.
is that 4, 5, and 6, or just number 4? Records of sale of 30,000
Everything
books.
under stage 4.
Okay.
That's why I got 3 of y'all. Everything under stage 4. See, Reed, why don't you go? Now let me see. Get Pursley in here. So Pursley, you up here on stage 3. Put Blake up here too.
Is we turning this in separately or one person turning it in? Like we working as a class, but it's only one person that turning it in, or
In the day, I just want to see one. So yeah, you turn in your part because you're gonna get 10 points for your part. Then you're gonna get another 10 points for what the class does overall. Okay, so selling and administrative expenses. Trayon here.
Dr. Boyd,
Yes.
may I please be assigned the unit cost for the first part?
Townsend wants the unit cost the first part. All right. And let's put King here. And Simpson here. All right, who do I have left?
I don't think I have a part to do. This is
I
Miss
don't have a
Amber.
part either.
I can do the unit cost to the beginning if I
We got
can.
enough people there. We got this cost of goods sold and all that to do. So is that right?
Yes. And we
Mr.
still doing
Brown.
the test at 5:15?
The what?
Are we still doing the makeup test at 5:15?
Yep. When we finish
Okay.
this.
All right.
So we got right.
When the makeup test gonna be due? Cause I got class at like 5:30.
It's only a 10-minute test. So
But I gotta go to like campus. I'm not at campus right now. That's what I'm
you're
saying.
not on campus. All right. We'll see. Let me get this done. So cost of goods manufactured, rice, prints, and balls.
Mr. Boyd, I wasn't assigned a part.
All
I
right.
don't think.
Cost of goods sold.
Cost of goods sold. Okay.
Anybody else haven't been assigned?
I don't think I've been
I
assigned, Dr.
have
Boyd.
Oh
Me
man.
either.
So man income statement. Who else hasn't been assigned?
I
I need
haven't
a
been
part.
assigned.
Okay. Who's first person? Let one person speak. Who? Say your
Destiny
name.
Dawson.
Dawson. All right. You work with man on the income statement. Who else?
Nastasia.
Maya.
Someone that's out. You wasn't paying attention. Who's the other person? My.
Nastasia.
Yeah, you up there somewhere.
Hmm.
Was that Faith? Is it Faith son who hadn't assigned? Amaya? Yeah.
Yes.
On that quiz, y'all can, as we finish up here as I review this, just go to those quizzes that were in there and do number 4 as I review who has what.
That's ridiculous.
Mays and Townsend, job order, the first part. Then Wooden and King, stage 1. Weatherspoon and Natasha, stage 2, Natasha. Goods, Purslin, Blake, stage 3. Williams, Hickson, Durrell, stage 4. And stage 5, Trayon, King, and Simpson. Cost of goods manufactured, Wright, Prince, and Vols. Cost of goods sold, King and Faison. Income statement, Mann and Dawson. So what can kind of help if you all got to group me? Person who does the first part does it, puts it in the group me for other people to look at. Then the second person, third, you keep going by stages to finish up. Just a suggestion. So like I say, on the makeup, you're doing number 4. So that shouldn't be more than a 10 or 12-minute exercise. Any further questions?
Is the
Yes.
makeup mandatory?